My name is Gavin.
Mackenzie.
And this is our story. When I was growing up, I thought it just doesn't make sense. A man died and came back to life. It just doesn't make sense. But as I grew, I just kind of grew further and further away from the church, from God, from Jesus, because of that battle between logic and faith. I think it was just losing part of myself, the parts that I enjoyed, the fun parts of my life. It was a battle between that and logic and, at the end of the day, what I believed in.
As I was growing up, I went to church with my grandparents and my parents, but after a while we kind of stopped going, so that was a time for me to kind of question Christianity as a whole. I was, wondering just different stuff, so I wanted to branch off on my own and kind of learn it my own way, not the way my parents and my family see it.
My best friend was Logan growing up, and I spent countless nights, hours, days, weeks at a time at Logan's house. And what Logan does on Sunday, he gets up at like 5 in the morning, goes and sets up for real life. And I'm like, okay, Gavin, you wanna go with me to real life? Set up with me, tear down with me? I guess. Eventually I kinda got tired of it because as a kid I wasn't as into the faith. Last year, Christmas Eve, I think I was on the wrong end of Noah's Ark because we went out having Christmas Eve lunch with her family and we get back, and as we pull into the parking lot, we're like, there's water all over our parking lot. Where did this come from? And we get closer and see the patio, it's just pouring. And I'm thinking, somebody's pipe busted.
So I was all freaked out about water being everywhere. So I was crying. I'm like, but I didn't really have, just seeing how he was handling it, I wanted to handle it as well as he was.
And we open the door and everything is ruined. It's been running for hours. But the pipe burst between our floor and the upstairs floor, and everything got ruined. And I think it was a point for me to take me out of the logical, the physical mindset. None of this stuff matters. It's not the point of life. And so that night, calling insurance, calling the apartment, calling maintenance, calling everybody, nobody really had a good answer because it was Christmas Eve. Everybody was with their family. They weren't answering the phone. Insurance, they just gave me a claim and put a bunch of work on me. So that night, I decided to call the one line that I hadn't called, and I sat down and she was asleep, and I just laid next to her and prayed. And I got a feeling of comfort and like I was forgiven. That was my sign. That was it's time to go back to church, Gavin. If God is willing to let everything you think you love get ruined, maybe it's time to start loving something else.
He really wanted to go back to real life over these past few months. I was like, okay, it sounds like a cool church I would enjoy going to. It just took me a while to really, start to believe in it more. So I've been trying to read the Bible and trying to just keep Christian values in my life. I think God is trying to tell me that what we need to work through is we need to have both of us against what we need and have God on our shoulders helping us through.
Nothing feels whole. Like your whole life, no matter what you do, how much money you make, how many girls you sleep, whatever it is, nothing feels whole until you find God. You have to put logic aside.
Coming to real life with Gavin, knowing the Hardys, so having someone I know there kind of helped me because I'm more shy. But I'm just really grateful that I wasn't forced, but he greatly encouraged me to come to church. And when we got there, I just fell in love. Everyone was so nice. Meeting Sean and Diane and Brian, they're all just so welcoming, and it was just really awesome to see and be a part of.
I'm thankful for God for flooding my apartment. I'm thankful for all the mornings Logan woke me up early. Even though I didn't notice it at the time, he was teaching me the most important things. Logan brought me to church.
Gavin brought me to church.
Now we invite you to bring somebody to church.